All right, we are back with our final segment of this episode of Beer Night, episode 22, right?
22 beer night?
22.
Yes, sir.
Steve is still drinking non-alcoholic
Dude,
beer.
and I feel like amazing. Like,
I was gonna say though,
I feel alive.
I was gonna say that you still seem more drunk than I
Uh, I'm getting like a little head high from it a little bit.
am.
It's kind of funny feeling. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
The placebo
I
effect.
feel
I
like
don't know.
I'm like this whole episode. Like I feel like I'm just not on my game. I think that's why non-alcoholic beers.
I mean,
I
it will.
just-
You know, you normally you have beer muscles, and now you
Yes,
don't.
I
so.
don't. Oh, what is going on here? Well, sorry if I haven't been good on this episode, but
Are you good
This
on any episode?
yes, I'm great. Tiger, whatever that. What's that cereal? The tiger.
Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, great. All right,
So I'm gonna get this man some alcohol.
I got a what was this? A bit burger.
0%
Yeah.
Bitburger,
That was-
non-alcoholic.
Oh, that's fucking shitty. Oh.
Look on your
God,
face.
that's horrible. That's the worst one yet.
The
Why would? Oh my God.
Germans are like, you're not gonna have alcohol. We're gonna fuck you over in the
that's
mouth.
horrible.
That's what we're gonna
Oh.
do. So
Uh,
this is our final segment where we
Yes.
talk about video game paraphernalia, or just video game.
yeah. What have you been playing lately? And maybe some news and a video game question at the end.
So I've been playing all kinds of stuff. We talked
same.
about the Dead Space remake last
Oh,
episode. So the Resident Evil 4 remake also
I've been
came
playing
out,
that too,
which is just too much fun. Too much fun.
Too much fun. So
Just too
Dead
much fun.
Space. So every time I'd open like I'll close the game off and then get back, turn it back on, play again. The graphics amaze me every
Yeah.
time I open it. Game looks amazing.
Yeah, looks great.
It's so smooth, such a fun game to play, and they did a fantastic job remaking.
And so finishing it, because you know, if you've played Dead Space before, hopefully you have. Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing? Get the remake. And so finishing it, it's like, okay, well, they've got to release Dead Space 2 like imminently,
Yeah,
right?
come on
I mean,
now,
we
come
got
on.
to. Where's the
Give
remake?
us-
It's got to happen because the first one ends on a cliffhanger. So you know, it's like, okay, well, now we need the second one. So because it leads right into the main crux of the story of the
Yeah.
second one, where spoiler alert, where he's being Vision his significant other,
Yes.
and it just leads right into the story of the second one. So we need that ASAP. Electronic Arts.
Mhm.
Let's get down to that, and then this may be an unpopular opinion, but I want the Dead Space 3 remake as well because I
Yeah.
love Dead Space 3. Love the weapon system. I love all the tweaks they made to
give
it.
me it
It's
all.
so much fun. Do it all.
Mhm. Do it.
Just like Capcom is doing with Resident Evil.
Yeah.
They remade all four.
All four of them. Yeah, remake
All
them
four. I don't know if they're gonna do 5. I mean,
Why not?
I'd
Let's
play
go
it.
for it.
6, not so much.
Yeah, 6. Was
I'd
great.
play 5 though.
6. Was
Six.
Yeah.
Sucks.
So how far are you getting into Resident Evil 4?
So I just made it to the castle. I'm a little deep into the castle now, so I've made it to the castle a while ago. So I'm a little deep in there, but because I've been flopping around with a lot of different games. I finished Dead Space. Now I'm in the New Game Plus on Dead Space. I finished God of War. And God of War is fantastic. God of War Ragnarok. Play it immediately. Just if you own a PlayStation and you haven't played that game, play the first
Do it.
one,
Yeah, you have to play the first
and
one.
then the second one, and
Ragnarok.
the siege on Asgard was just so much fun and so epic. It was so great, and the story is just
Top-notch story.
It's second to none. Santa Monica Studios knows what they're doing. Also been playing Elden Ring. I'm behind on that one, but I'm getting to that one. And I'm deep into that now.
Oh, right.
It's probably like a 200-hour game.
Yeah, I heard it's a really long game.
I'm like 40 hours into it.
Ah,
really
damn.
long.
Yeah.
It's really long, and you can tell when you're playing. It's like this is gonna be a really long fucking game.
Yep.
Really fucking long. Still need to get back to The Last of Us Part 2. I'm gonna do that because
My goodness.
need to get
Dude, I just started. So I beat that game and I did it on Plus. I beat it. I just started doing it on grounded mode with I forget what it's called, but like if you die, you can go back to the chapter and like I'm on chapter 2 and I just can't kill a clicker. Can't do it. So I'm kind of pissed off at it right now. So I'm gonna put that to the side.
You rage quit it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's fed up. But the show was fantastic.
Yes.
The Last of Us. That's why it made me want to go back to the grounded part. You need to finish 2. Just fucking finish that.
Yeah,
Game already. What did you think about the show?
Show was amazing.
Yeah,
It was.
It's like spot on to the T of the
It
game.
was pretty
almost.
much. It was pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
It was just about perfect. Like I feel like it hit all the emotional beats of the game and then some. Especially with the Billstown Bill.
It's Bill.
Billstown, yeah. So that whole thing, and then the thing with the kid and the kid's older brother,
Yeah.
and like all the emotional beats just hit perfectly, and it just had so many great elements. I felt like the finale was rushed just a touch. Like I felt like it could have been longer. I just felt like we kind of got to the end a little.
Okay.
That being said, the end was handled perfectly. The way it was handled in the game, still one of the best game endings ever. Because literally, like staring at what a great game!
Yeah.
And the show captured that. It really did. I just felt like his siege through the hospital at the end was just a touch rushed. I felt like it was drawn out a little bit more. If instead of a 50-minute episode, you made it like an hour and an hour and five, just drew it out a little bit more and added more weight to him going through the hospital, killing everybody, because that was such an important part to the story. Because of just all the death and all the the bleakness of it, the brutality of it, and what he's doing to save one person. It just as a gamer, when you're playing it, it makes you question everything you're doing. It makes you kind of wondering, like you don't have a choice. Like it almost puts you in his shoes where you don't really have a choice, but you're still questioning, like, is this what we should be doing? Like, is this the right thing to do?
Yeah.
And no games really do that, and the game captured that so brilliantly. And I feel like the episode rushed it just a touch, not a ton. It was still a great finale. It was still good. I'm splitting hairs here. I'm finding things to critique. Overall, it was still fantastic, but I felt like just that one element of him going through at the end and rescuing her, killing everyone brutally, was just a touch rushed. But the stuff after that, where spoiler alert, where he lies to her and stuff like that, I felt was definitely handled very well.
Very well.
Just
very
as well
perfect.
as it was in the game.
Very emotional. Very, very good ending to that show as well.
And I have no idea what they're going to do with the second season. I don't think they're going to follow the second game. There's been rumblings that whether they would or not, but it's all just rumors at this point. Nobody really knows.
Because I mean, if they want to get extra legs on it, you might have to change.
I feel like they're going to add something in between. I don't feel like they're going to go straight with the second game. I feel like you can draw that out.
Yeah.
But who knows?
All right. I have been playing Gran Turismo 7 still. Fucking just buying cars left and right. I'm like 82% on all cars bought. They've been doing cool updates with cool new tracks. I've been playing the sport mode, playing online. In my butt kicked here and there. I'd come in about 4th or 5th place a lot. I think I've gotten 2nd place once. But it's online, dude. It's hard. Hard, man. Those guys are really good online.
Hardcore, yeah.
Yeah. I've been playing. I bought MLB The Show 23. Been playing that a lot. A little fun, just kind of playing baseball. It's a cool baseball game. I love
playing baseball.
Playing baseball.
Playing some b-ball.
Playing the show part where I'm a hitter. Actually, I'm gonna do another one where I get pitching. But it's a cool, fun game. Baseball game. Sports games. Sit there and play some sports. That is. Anything else? I did dust off my PS3. It needed an update. I haven't turned it on in fucking like a year. So I updated it, and then as I'm after the update, I was looking through some of the games I have, and I played NFL Blitz. I got that on
Blitz,
there.
yeah,
Yeah,
old school.
playing a little bit of that. That's pretty much it. That's all I've been. A Dead Space, obviously, I played. I'm waiting for hopefully Father's Day. I'll get Resident Evil 4. Hoping. Otherwise, I'll just fucking buy it the
You might
next
have to
day.
buy it for yourself.
I
Yeah,
might just have to
yeah.
buy it my. Yeah. What else? Video game questions. A little bit. You ready for some questions, sir?
Ready as I'll ever be.
All right. These are kind of just basic kind of questions. Have you ever pretended to be sick or get out of something just to play a video game?
Well, duh, of course. I mean, I was in high school once,
Yeah.
right?
Well, what about jobs? Like, you ever calling sick to sit down and play a video game all day?
I want to say I have, but I
Yeah.
don't remember specifically.
I've done it in high school too. Yeah, I have, but I don't remember if I've done it.
So here's a
don't
cool
know.
old school story. It's not a job.
Yeah.
It was high school. So PlayStation 1, I remember I got the game Jet Moto.
Oh, good game.
And had no idea what it was, but it looked
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And so me and my buddy, it was like a weeknight, got it, and then we literally stayed up all night playing that fucking thing. And of course, didn't go to school the next day, so we stayed up all night fucking playing it. And then woke up in the morning and started, didn't go to school, so we started playing it more, and it was that was good stuff right there. Jet Moto was the shit. It was one of the first freestyle games where you could do like backflips and stuff like that. It was before Cool Borders, where you could do like tricks and stuff. And I remember we were finding like secret areas where you could hit like, even the games would have a glitch. You go underneath like a ramp and hit it from the underneath side, and would like launch you in the air. It was like a glitch. Just before they did it.
Yeah. Can't do.
So if the glitch was there, it was there, and you just fucking it just stayed there forever. There's no patches. So, but yeah, it was cool. We found all the little nooks and crannies in that game, but we spent way too much time darting around in that game.
Yeah. I think I remember when I was working at a gas station, I called in sick for a new game. I think it was like a Madden game. Really excited to play Madden all fucking day.
Who calls in sick to play Madden?
Back then, I did. Yeah, but yeah, otherwise, it was just high school. You don't go to school that day and just play. I think when I had the old school Xbox, I didn't go to school for one day and played Halo 2 all fucking.
Like Halo.
I did.
Really?
I got over it after a while. I
Mhm.
never bought an Xbox ever again, or a Halo game ever again. Is what it is. What's the longest time you've ever played video games? Like, sit down and play video games.
So
I know you do like some all nighters as a kid, but like, what about
Yeah.
like your adult?
No, as an
You ever
adult,
like sit down all
no,
day?
I never got into the World of Warcraft type thing where you
Yeah.
just sit and play forever and ever. Usually, I top out at about 3 hours, and 3 hours is usually pretty long. Usually,
It
it's
is
more.
long.
Usually, it's more like 2 hours, but 3 hours would be like the really time suck games, like Dark Souls comes to mind. Planet Coaster of all games comes to mind because that game is a time eater and a half. It's just a time eater. Like, you blink and you've been sitting there for 3 hours. It's like, oh shit, I gotta stop. That's about it though. 3 hours
3
is
hours
about
is
my
pretty-
limit,
yeah.
and that's even pretty rare. Usually it's more down closer to 2.
Yeah.
2.5 hours is long. It's more about in the realm of 2, and 3 is exceptionally long. That's when you get into the time suck games.
True. I'm kind of like the same way. Like, if I got a work day, I usually go to work at 2. So if I got a work day, I'll play for like an hour. But if like it's my day off, I would love to play for fucking 3 hours. But I got an adult sometimes, and I gotta cut it like an hour and a half, maybe 2, I guess.
See, an hour and a half is short to me.
It
I
is short.
need
Like,
2.
my
I generally
hour-
need 2. That's what I
If
need.
I know I'm gonna play an hour, I'll play like Gran Turismo or a sports game. Get a couple races in, get a couple baseball games in. or
Okay,
something.
but Gran Turismo is another time suck where I could easily be there 3 hours and be like, fuck, I need to stop. Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I usually do the 30-minute races, so I know I got 30 minutes to race.
But
Maybe I
then
have time
I
for
get
one
caught up
more.
like looking through all the
Other
cars and like
cars.
what do I want to buy next? I'll go
Yeah,
shopping,
shopping.
browsing, window
You gotta
shopping.
think ahead. You gotta
No,
think
I
ahead.
like to browse. I like to browse, and then I'll go into into the cars I do own and go into the shop and start upgrading and start souping them up and test. And then I'll be like, well, I want to race this car, so I'll create a race for this car, and it just snowballs. It's just a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit.
All right. Well, if you got like 1 hour to kill, what game would you for like 1 hour?
Mortal Kombat,
Mortal Kombat.
fighting game,
Fighting games.
Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, something like that.
Yeah.
I think an hour is about right. About right for anything that's more RPG or storyline based. An hour is just not enough.
Not enough.
It's just not enough. Like it's just,
No,
an hour is like short.
Mine's like sports games or something like that for like an hour.
Which fighting games kind of along
fighting
those
games
realms.
kind of
Along those realms. Martial arts is kind of a sport, right?
Yeah.
The middle ground would be like a boxing game, right? Where it's sport, but it's also a fighting game.
We need a new boxing.
Yeah.
We fucking
There hasn't been a good boxing game in forever.
What was it? Round 4. What was the knockout round 4?
Fight night.
Fight night round 4.
Yeah, it used to be, before that was Knockout King.
Okay.
And then they changed it to Fight
Fight
Night.
night.
Fight Night had the same engine.
Was that the
as
last kind of good boxing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it was on PS3. I think I played that.
Yeah, it was like a boxing sim, if you will, but also action oriented. It wasn't like super simmy, but but before that it was Knockout King. Knockout King was 1 and 2. They used the same engine. And it was an EA game. Fight Night 4, I think 4 Fight Night.
Yeah. Give us some boxing, God.
There's no good boxing.
Yeah, give me some.
Old school. But then they transitioned to UFC, and UFC games I never really got into.
I did get UFC 4. It was like free, the PlayStation. It was okay. It was kind of cool to do mixed martial arts.
It's kind of boring. But to me, like the other fighting games, the martial arts games were always, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Soul Calibur, Street Fighter to a certain extent. Those were always kind of, if you're gonna play a game for an hour, kind of to me.
Yeah, that's fine. Last swig of that. I think we're horrible. That's it. We're done.
You're not looking forward to any new shit coming out or what?
New games? Oh yeah. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Did you see the new Spiderman trailer? Video game play trailer.
Gameplay demo, yeah.
Play demo.
I sure did, yes.
So did I.
It looks great. Looks great.
Wait, I want to play Miles Morales.
So here's the thing. Like I wonder how they did this, because I feel like Insomniac, who I love as a game company because I'm a giant fan of the Ratchet and Clank, one of my favorite game series of all time. Those games are so fun to play, and Insomniac, I will forever have so much respect for them for making such a great game series like that. Then you see what they did with Spider-Man. It's like, it's almost like Marvel and Sony found like the perfect company to do a Spider-Man, because they just get it. They get all of the movements, everything, his powers, like the little idiosyncrasies of his movements and powers. Like, it's just all there. Like, nothing is missing. There's so much detail and there's so much love put into those games, and it looks like, just from doing silly shit like how they're swinging over the waterway with cranes, and then Miles is water skiing and shit like that. It's like this is all stuff that like I would see in the comics. Like, it just feels like that Insomniac either has done really great research, or they're all big Spider-Man fans and were reading the comics as kids, just like I was, because everything I see them is like, oh, well, that's I would do after reading Spider-Man comics for 30 years. Like, they just get it.
Yeah.
They get it. They get the wisecracks, the movements, the combat, the powers, all the swinging mechanics. Everything is just perfect. So I just wonder, like, did Sony and Marvel like like job interviews, like an interview process of the game developers.
Yeah.
They're like, let's find the perfect developer.
Perfect.
Who
glove
knows the
for
most about Spider-Man? Where they're gonna be like, they're gonna nail all of this stuff that you would see and fantasize about in the comic. Because this is shit like you'd see in the comics and be like, damn, this would be really cool to see in a movie, a video game. And Insomniac just nails it. Nail it. Everything is just like, okay, perfect. It's really cool. So yeah, I'm definitely excited. And the stuff with the symbiote, the symbiote suit. The black symbiote Spider-Man suit pre-Venom when Peter Parker's wearing it. It just looks like really fucking cool.
Like fun to play as fuck too. And I heard that it's supposed to be 2 times larger than the first Spider-Man. Like the whole.
Well, if you bring in Miles, then you go over the Brooklyn Bridge and you have Brooklyn in that whole area over there. Instead of just having Manhattan.
Big for Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you couldn't cross any of the bridges.
Yeah, you couldn't.
You were just on Manhattan.
Yeah, but still,
so
if
you can go to Brooklyn and Queens and all that shit, or Staten Island and stuff, and expand. I don't know how big they're going, but if you incorporate all that shit, cool.
Anything else?
And the gameplay looks amazing. So I saw in a PS5 showcase that they're going to remake Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, which I'm super excited about because I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid nerd. So anything Metal Gear Solid, I'm on board with, unless it's, the shit that Konami did without Kojima. Which Kojima's not involved with Konami at all anymore, so he's not going to be involved in this remake. But they're at least remaking his game, so hopefully if they stay faithful to it, it'll still have the same spirit, but updated graphics, obviously, the gameplay. Could be really cool. But here's my one question. Why Snake Eater? Why not start from the very beginning? The original Metal Gear Solid is in desperate need of a remake because that's one of the greatest games of all time. Easy. That needs a remake. Start there. Just like we were talking about with Dead Space and Resident Evil. Start at the beginning. Remake all 3 of them. 1, 2, and 3. Remake all 3 of them. Why start at 3?
I did see an interview saying that they are. They're just starting with Snake Eyes.
What Snake Eater?
They are Snake
Eater. Not the G.I. Joe character.
Yeah.
So here's the reason why you could start with Snake Eater. Because it's a prequel. You could do it from that standpoint. Because it's a prequel, if you want to do it that way, then you could start with Snake Eater. If they're going to do that, then great. Because it works from a storytelling standpoint well. Just like if you watch the Star Wars prequels before you watch the original trilogy, it works from a storytelling standpoint.
But don't do that.
Why not? Way to do it.
Original.
I like it better. I do. I like it better. Because you know why? Because it makes it more Anakin. Because I kind of like that. I kind of like that because.
But now, all these.
No, but it's still because Luke's got 3 movies. Yeah. Anakin's really got 6 if you think about it, because Darth Vader is such a big part of the original. So if you watch the prequels first, it's more Anakin's story arc, which I kind of like better because it ties it together than just watching Luke's story for 3 movies and then watching Anakin's origin story, which it still works. Like you can still watch it that way and it'd be perfectly fine as a Star Wars fan. But I just kind of enjoy more starting from the beginning of the.
I got you.
It does change the dynamic. So if you're watching with someone the first time, like they've never seen a Star Wars movie before, and where did you find this person? But let's say they hadn't, then watch the originals first because of the Darth Vader twist in Empire Strikes. You don't want to spoil that twist. It's a solid movie. But if you already know that's coming, you've seen the movie 1,000 times. That twist means nothing. So that's when it works a little bit better to me to have the prequels because then it becomes Anakin's story of redemption, right? And turning to the dark side, but then eventually, spoiler alert, eventually redeeming himself and saving his son. It becomes more his story arc and less about Luke and then Anakin's origin, I guess.
Speaking of the Star Wars, there's that new Star Wars game called
Jedi Survivor?
Jedi Survivor, maybe. I think so. I did play the one for that. Can't remember the freaking Star Wars game name. I did play the first one. I'm kind of excited to see.
It looks great.
Looks really good.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
Haven't played it.
Cool stuff. The first one's really good. I like it.
Remake the original Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2. Those are in desperate need of a remake, especially the first one because it's a PS1 game. Come on, like it's remake time. It's remake time, guys.
You're remaking everything else. Do that.
If we're gonna do Snake Eater first and then do the other two, fine. But just make sure you do all of them. That's it.
And that's all we got for Beer Night episode 22. Hopefully you guys liked our stuff that we said tonight. I'm just out of it. It's just this beer.
Hopefully
this beer
you like
crap
the
is-
stuff we said tonight.
Yes.
That's how.
Is that how we do it?
How very pleasant sounding of you.
Yeah, very pleasant.
Hopefully you like these topics of conversation that we presented. Good night and good luck. Stay sunny, San Diego.
Here you go. That's our call sign right there. Seeing it there. Are we not? I don't know. We should cheers though. Cheers.
Oh, cheers with non-alcoholic beer.
Denied. I have a.
Oh hell yeah! That's what he does, right? He does. What he does?
Oh hell yeah!
What?
Exactly.
What? I gotta say this. It doesn't work unless you say
What?
the Stone Cold voice. What? How do you get that like Stone? What? I just can't.
What? 2 beers. What? 3 beers. What? Your name is Hugh Morris. What?
I went down to Whataburger. For you Arizona subscribers right there. Not that there are any. The champ is out.
Peace.